You have no idea. You have no idea how proud of myself I am every time I press go live and it actually goes live. It's like the first time every damn time. Same anxiety. It's like 1,000 buttons, okay? I gotta press 1,000 buttons to make it happen. Like for instance, here, like one of these buttons. I see a couple of you fools already hopping in here. I'm gonna give you a hey now.
Hey now.
David, that one's for you. Oh, and there's my man Bombers up in the stream. We gotta do a Bomber sound effect for Bombers. And my man X to the Z. We gotta do another Bombers one, right? How about this one?
B in the B, and he did it that time. He didn't get close to the B, he put it in the B.
Yes! Tommy, I'm so excited to see you up in here. The rest of you.
Hey now.
There's one for Jay Whitman.
Hey now.
There's one for Dallas. I see you, David Lowry. And Robert Barnett gets a hey now. My man Doug, I see. X to the Z.
Hey now.
Who's that down at the bottom trying to get off the screen? Oh no, that says restream. Hey now to all you fools who are hopping up in here. Look, this stream, it's going to be different than any stream I've ever done, okay? Because here's the big difference. Like, in all the other live streams I've done, like, I knew what the hell I was doing. This one's going to be different because, like, I kind of don't know what the hell I'm doing. All right, I'll give you a little backstory, a little provenance, all right? About a week or two ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, I was on the roundtable review with the Disc Golf Dyers Guild. It was so cool. It was like 3 or 4 other dyers, 4 other dyers, all way better than me. And we were reviewing disc dyes that other people sent in, okay? Nutbags like you guys. And there were a couple disc guys from this one dyer, her name's Jen, from Wiedyed. I've never seen anything like it. And I was staring at it the whole time like, yo, how the hell did she... All right, it's time. I should probably bring up some pictures instead of just talking about it. Boom. There's her fancy logo. And, yo, check that out. Everybody who was on the roundtable review, all 5 dyers, myself included, were like, golly. I've seen a lot of disc dyes, and I've done a lot of them. It's been a while since I looked at one and stared at it for a while. I was like, I have no idea. No idea how she did that. Check it out. I got a few more... A little bit. Look, there's another one. Right? Okay, I had no idea how she's doing this. Nobody else any idea how they're doing it either. Okay? Fortunately enough, Jen from Wide-Eyed, she was there on the stream. And she said, yo, here's what I'm doing. I'm dipping yarn into liquid dye and then dragging it through glue beds. And all of us were like, so, look, I got another. Look, here's another one. How awesome is that? And unlike any... So, I went out to Michael's. I got a bunch of different yarns. Okay, look. I got this regular yarn here. This stuff I found at the dollar store. This is plush yarn. You can see the thing there. And then, after talking to Jen from Wide-Eyed, I also got some of this, which is eyelash yarn. And for like 2 of the last 3 days, I've been playing with this with this stuff. You're gonna see the difference between what I've figured out and these crazy discs that Jen's been able to do. But here's the thing: like, the goal of this one isn't to give you all the answers to the test like the other live streams and show you exactly how to do a wobbler die. It's to take you into the lab with me. And like to have, I haven't got to do this in so long, to have like a discovery session and to just experiment and not make a bed with the intention of sticking a disc into it. So like I said, 2 of the last 3 days, I've been sniffing a lot of glue, trying to figure some of this out. And I got a couple things that I think I'm starting to figure out that I thought were worth sharing. That's what we're gonna do. And hopefully, you know, this stream at the end of it some of you people that are like, not, instead of being like craft minded like I am, who are like real art minded people and know what the hell you're doing, you're gonna see some of this stuff that I figured out and be like, yo, I know what I can do with that, and it's gonna be awesome. So, sorry, see what happens when I start doing stuff while I'm talking? I can't concentrate on two things at once. So that's the goal today, is to show you some of the stuff that I figured out. Because this glue and the yarn, it does some really cool stuff. Now, so, bad news, like, I'm not going to have all the answers. I still don't know what I'm doing. I figured out some stuff that I think is going to be cool to show. Good news, after talking to Jen from Wiedyed a little bit more, and doing like a little bit of arm twisting, yo, she agreed to come on Other Basement Disc Dyers and show us like all the answers to the test. So, like, I'm going to show you a little bit of what I figured out. You guys will take like a month or two to like play with it, and then she's gonna come on and show you how to just master it, which I'm super stoked about. All right, so let's push some buttons. Boom, there's the turntable. I gotta turn my hat around. Oh, look, are there people super chatting up in this thing? You guys, it's always John starting it off. You're a total stud. For those of you that I missed, let me drop a couple hey nows into the chat. John, this one is for you and your funky super chat. Funky as you want to be. Okay, so what I've done so far is just pour some white glue into this Frisbee. You can see it. Now, before I get going with this, I'm going to tell you, like, I've already tried this with Floetrol and with cocoa butter lotion and with clear glue. I'll say it doesn't work with Floetrol, okay? It doesn't drag right, period. The lotion has potential, but still wasn't just right. Clear glue wasn't bad, but the plain white school glue, 100% the best of all those different mediums that I tried. So at least there, before we even get started, there's a step that you can skip when you try this out. All right, now I showed you that I had 3 different types of yarn that I've been using. I got, oh, look at that, I almost dropped it. Maybe it's better to show it to the above camera. I got this regular yarn here. I got some of this plush yarn here. And some of this stuff. Oh man, this stuff's tough to pull out just a single strand. This stuff right here, which is the eyelash yarn. I think you can, yeah, you can see that well. I'm gonna show you like the difference between all 3 of these. Maybe that's the right place to start, okay? And what, like, kind of they do. Now what happens when with the dye, when you dip the yarn in, kind of like the paintbrush, it's holding dye all the way up. I'm gonna try to do this for the above cam. No, that's, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be high tech, switch my cameras, so you can see it holding the dye all the way up the yarn like that. Okay, now, golly, I'm high tech. When you start to lay it in, I'm just laying it in the glue. I gotta make sure my hand's out of the way. It's like slowly releasing the dye from the yarn as it lays in there. So like going slow is real key, to let it leach out of the yarn before you start doing things. All right, now this one, I've had it laying in there for a second. I'm gonna just pull it back towards the point and back. Boom. Oh, whoops, I gotta move this. Okay, here's another clutch thing about this operation. Have like another Frisbee ready to throw the pieces of yarn that you used away in, because it turns into a mess real quick like. All right, now this is going to be, it usually takes a couple applications to start to get some real, oh, look at that. This is one of the things about doing this, is fighting drips. Okay, now look, as I lift it up, see how the dye's like pouring out of the yarn and into the thing, into the bed? It'll do it again here. Oh no, you can't see that because my stinking hand is in the way. Here's what I'm doing. I'm doing this like no one's here, and I'm just looking straight in the bed. I gotta look at the screen and make sure that you can see what the hell I'm doing. Okay, now you might be able to see that. Even after 3 or 4 passes, as I lift the yarn up, the dye's leaching out and into the bed there and giving you like another little segment to drag and swirl out some funky designs. Okay, now that design, not what I was going for, but looks awesome. All right, I'm gonna go back to another before I get to the eyelash yarn, because I think I can get the petal shape that I was going for with that first one with a second application. Over the top, let it leach out. Look at that, see the dye pouring out? No, because my hand is in the way. I gotta do this left-handed if you're gonna be able to see it. I gotta figure out how to do this a little better so that my hand is not in the way. Okay, let's try. Let's do a piece of this eyelash yarn. I'm gonna turn this to a clean spot. Okay, I got a good dip. Try to prevent the drip. Okay. Okay. What if you hold both sides of the string and just soak the middle? Ivan, I tried that the other day. It didn't work as well as I envisioned it would in my head. You can already see some of the dope patterns that you can create with this. But let's, just for the sake of it, try a middle dip. Sorry that I totally suck at reading the chat box once I get going. It's a lot to keep up with. All right, give me a good amount of dye on there. All right, I'm gonna do my best to do this in a way that the camera can see. Alright, it didn't go terribly bad. Alright, now, like, we're just going random here, but let me show you one of the awesome things about this, okay? And I'm gonna go back to this so I can just remind you, like with Jen's designs, how the colors overlap and don't mix and invade each other. That's one of the things that just makes the design so awesome, okay? It's surprisingly easy to take one color through another one. Shane, I'm using worm dip here. I did also use like Prochem and some acetone. It worked basically the same. You know, I was just dealing with a little bit of powder. But it's an acetone based mix is what you want. This is a a premix from Worm Dip, Spike It Worm Dip. All right, but let's go back to taking one color through another one. I'm gonna try to make it happen in this little spot here. All right, again, I gotta make sure that you can see what I'm doing. All right, let's see how well we can take this. Check it. See it dumping out a little bit more green there for me to use. Okay, look at that. This is something, like I was showing you with that picture before, none of the other mediums and things that I've used would allow me to do something like that. To take one color through another one like that, and for them to just stay like their own color and not mix, not even like on the edges. Excuse me, is it mixing? Which, allows, I was playing with it. When I was playing with it, look, okay, there's one. There's one where like the design is totally stupid. Okay, whatever to the design. But I was able to like split those two turquoise swirly sections on the bottom with that yellow bar like easy. And then if you look close, I'll see if I can, let me see if I'm able to change the size of it. Which one is it? Is it this one? It is that one. Let me see if I can make it bigger and cover my face. Yeah, look at that. Okay. You can see like even next to the yellow, there's a tiny thin little black line. I was trying to see if I could do like a black separator line. There's so much like getting control of the yarn, which is difficult. I'm sure you can tell watching me try to play with it. But like there's so much control once it's in there with the colors that you can't get with any other medium. This is one of those things that I was saying at the beginning that like for you fools out there that are like art trained and have like the art brain in your head, unlike me, like that, just that alone allows for so much cool stuff that I'm hoping is getting some of the wheels turning. All right, let's do this. Let's take this and just swirl it out for a while. And this is like an easy way to make any design look cool. Those are just a couple random play spots. And if we wanted to, we could take that and make something awesome with it, right? But that's not what I'm doing here. I'm trying to do like the Etch-a-Sketch thing and give myself a clean space to kind of start over again and do some more playing. And at the same time, maybe hypnotize some of you. Holy cow, watching that swirl. Alright, we're getting there. Maybe I can read a comment or two while I'm doing this. Todd, you're totally right. That is... Okay, that's what allows for Jen to do these things with it. Where the colors are being dragged through each other to make the new design, but aren't mixing with each other. Okay, now, making those awesome looking petals or like that, or like the firework bursts that she's getting, it takes a ton of practice. Okay, I've spent maybe a total of 3 or 4 hours total playing with this yarn, trying to like make a design twice in a row. It's tough, you know. I don't have nearly the same control with this as all the other methods that I've been using for a while. It got me to thinking about when I started doing like the spray painting paintings, like the one on the wall behind me there. Like I knew what I wanted to do with the can in my head, but my hand, it wasn't doing it. Like it took a while worth of practice just to get like the ergonomics of whipping and moving the can around the right way so that it was putting out, you know, a stripe or a blotch or a circle or whatever. Same thing with just getting used to using the yarn and learning like the ways it likes to move when you drag it through the glue. I've from having dipped 150 of these yarn things in there already, I've learned a ton. But I'm gonna take a run now. It's a little dirty in here now, okay, but we can work around that. I'm gonna show you how I think I made some cool petals or firework looking burst things while I was practicing. I'm gonna show you how to make some of the designs I figured out how to do on purpose. Okay, now I'm gonna use the plush yarn to do it. I found this just holds dye all the way down the strand better than others. I'm gonna try to do it in a way that you can see it. Alright, now with this one, you want to lay down like a good inch or two, that's probably 2 inches worth of the yarn in the dye. And I'm letting it soak out as good as it can. And then when I drag it, I'm going to drag it like back to this point, like a triangle, and then start to drag it down. So I'm more like bringing it across than I am pulling it down. And then now down. Alright, doesn't look like much yet. That's one thing about this method. It takes a while. It's not quick. Alright, I'm going to do this left-handed again so that it's out of the way of the camera. Let it leach out some of the dye. I don't know if giving it the little shake that I'm giving it helps, but oh, I went a little too far across. Alright, let's give it another one. I didn't consider having to do this left-handed so that the overhand camera could see better. It's something I should have considered while I was practicing. I love watching it leach out. I hope the camera can see that as good as I can. Alright, now I'm going to let it give it a drag. I'm not doing it great, but you can see I'm getting some of that design there. Let me just give this a little bit of funk down here at the bottom for no reason other than to funk it up. Should we get a little funky sound effect? Oh my gosh. I could do this crap all day. Let's just, for the sake of playing around with it, let's take a yellow one through it. Or chartreuse if you're nasty. Oh my gosh, it looks so cool. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Look at how dope that looks up against each other. Like multiple explosions. Man, that chartreuse is banging in there. Oh yeah. Oh, my man Pete Triolo? up in this stream. Let's get Pete. Let me get some other James Brown over here. That was 4 hits for you, Petey. My man. All right, I haven't tried this yet. This is gonna be first time for you and me together, just because of how awesome that looked when I put the second color in. I'm gonna take a third color in and see what it does. Left-handed, Bobby, so everybody can see. Letting it spread. There, now you can see. Okay, look, here's one downside of this plush yarn. Right here. Can you see that little guy right there? That's a tiny little piece of the plush that came off when it was dragging. That happens with the eyelash yarn as well. You know, like I said, I haven't stuck a disc in these yet, but I'm sure that would be a weird spot. But you gotta look for, you know, watch for those little guys in the bed as you go. Alright, let's do something over in another space. How about I break into another color? Yeah, let's use this turquoise. Alright, I'm gonna use the eyelash yarn this time. Now with the eyelash yarn, I learned this when I was talking to Jen and telling her about how I was fumbling my way through trying to figure out her magic. That there are different types of eyelash yarn, like different gauges, I'll call it. Oh, sorry, I keep forgetting to like make sure that my hand isn't in the way. Letting that soak out some. Okay, that looks awesome, but it just needs a few more coats. Tie knots in one and try it. Yo, I thought of that too. I didn't think of it. There was actually just like a little knot in the end of one of these plush ones. But just because you said it, yo, this is what I was going for, guys. For you artsy people to be like, yo, I know what you should do. It's not easy. It's not. Okay, there we go. I got a little ball and chain there. A little plush yarn ball and chain. There we go. Oh yeah, there's a ton of dye. There's a ton of dye in it. You can see the little knot, right? Whoa, I got a little anxious there. Man, the knot's tough to control. Look how much this is spread out. Holy drippage. Okay, so you get the yarn right in the middle of the drip. Just drag it through. Alright, let's do a little back and forth with this one. See, when I lift it, it's letting dye out. Let it seep out. Drag it through. Do the same thing here, lift it up. Seep out some more dye. Drag it through. If there's an unlit, oh no. There we go. Quick save. There's an unlimited number of funky, swirly, spacey designs you can do with this once you get control of the yarn. Alright, I'm gonna go back. Which one is this? Indigo or turquoise? Go back to the other shade. Let it leach out. And connect them. Oh my gosh, look at all the dye coming out. Wow. Okay, George, sorry, I got lost in that. This is the kind of stuff that trips me out, all right? I got glue, white school glue here in the bottom. I tried lotion, I tried clear glue, I tried Floetrol. The white school glue works the best. We're getting all these crazy ribbons and striations. That's my man X to the Z's favorite word. But the other thing, it's just the way that the medium and the yarn, like the glue and the yarn, it just allows you to do such cool things. Let's take... The green wasn't really too vibrant. I'll just cut that little end off. Let's open up another bottle. Look at that, the dye's not coming. There it goes. Give me some dye. Some of these colors are just booming so much harder than the others. I just remembered that I started this little portion to try to show some petals, and I got totally lost in cosmic spacey designs. You can insert a comment into anything. Fix a comment into the middle of anything. Let's see if I can give it just a little yellow burst down the middle. Do a light dip. Okay, that's the first time right there where it went straight to mix. You can see it muddied it out right there. Okay, I love it. Are you? I totally stopped playing with you guys. I just been playing by myself. I apologize. But looking up, I see that one of you is on Twitch. Yo, whoever the Twitch watcher is. All right, let's go back to how you can take any funked up whatever and turn it into an awesome design. We're just gonna roll this bad boy out for a little bit. Get a little bit of galaxy swirl going. Oh yeah, already. Okay, just to play with it. You can take any just pile of garbage in the bed and turn it into something funky and awesome, just like that. Now let's see if we can get one more Etch-a-Sketch clear out of this. Swirl it all around. See if I can get myself a blank space. Hey now, Scott. Oh man, I might have a lot of maybe I had too much action in here to fully Etch-a-Sketch this one. It's really hypnotic though. Okay, we're starting to get a little clear. You really got to use the edges. Once the colors come in touch and grab the edges, they typically roll underneath. Okay. It's still a little dirty, but we can have another round of fun with this. All right, now I'm gonna try now to do one of the pedal designs. I think what I want, first of all, I gotta get the glue off my hand. I think I'm gonna start with a little bit longer of a piece of yarn. Cut these guys a little short. Okay, and now let's go with this one here. What color was this? I don't know if this is indigo or turquoise. Indigo. Okay, and I gotta use my left hand so you can see it. Okay, I got a ton. Look at this, I got a ton in there. Alright, I'm just laying that puppy down. Letting it leach out. And dragging it down and across. Okay, I'm on the way to a pedal here. Can you see what I was talking about? Kind of like those. Well, let's go back. This is like when I did this the first time, I was like, yo, I have a chance. I gotta go back. We're gonna go back to the face one. So many buttons. Okay, see? Look, you can see the beginnings of that design that she's got going on there. This is the first time when I was doing it, I was like, yo, I can make one of those designs. I think I can make one of those designs. Okay. All right. You saw how I did that though, right? You lay it across, and then the way you drag it is so key to getting the shape. I'm gonna go right over it, try to lay my yarn down around right around the top, let it leach out again. Make this a little more visible. There we go. And then drag it down and across like that. Let some dye out. Bring it back up this way. Okay, I mean, I was doing a mess of stuff here, but you can see how you can start layering this and at least get to some of those that's the key, the thing for me. Like, I've been able to get this shape, but not in a way where I feel like I'm going to get saturation levels like Jen was getting in her dyes. Right now, I'm going to do one going the other way. You may not be able to see it as well, but see what I'm saying? Okay, you can see the beginnings of the design in there. It's not perfect. I told you I didn't have all the answers. But you can see it happening. Let's get funky and just put a yellow layer in here. I wish I was more in the middle where you could see it better. Man, that looks eternally cool in there. Okay. Guys, I could do this all night long. Whether you're sitting there, whether you're there watching or not, I could do this all night long because of how cool it looks. And I know how much potential it is in there. But I'm going to play with it just a little while longer. And then, like, I'm going to leave you guys to go, like, make something awesome with this technique. I know this part is Jim wasn't doing this, all just the dragging it all around. Alright. Oh, the drip. Let's see if I can just turn the drip into something that looks like it was on purpose. Man. Alright, I'm gonna fill this dye up with bed. Or fill this dye up with bed. Fill this bed up with dye. And then swirl it out just to keep playing with it. And then I'm gonna swirl it out and decide whether or not I want to put a disc in it. Just to see how well. Oh, that was such a bad idea. I just dripped that in the yellow. Just to see how well it transfers. I'm sure I can make something that's disc worthy after I'm done playing around with this. Look how close. Can you see how close that is? Look at this. I dripped that one. It landed right on the edge of the yellow and didn't go in the yellow. How lucky is that? Wow. go back to this blue, even though this one wasn't dumping into the... See, some of these don't leach out quite as well as the other ones. Can't help but wonder why. Okay, there it goes. Let's get some of this blue in there. Nope. I could do that all day. Alright, let's give it a little fill. Maybe I'll get a squirter. Yeah. Alright, this is just for the sake of transfer test. I'm going to put a little more dye in before I swirl it. Roll this puppy out for a minute. Like so. Okay, I feel pretty good. Maybe I'll just add a little more dye in a couple parts. I feel okay about the saturation on the surface, but golly, that was easy. Diminishing returns there. Alright, let's put a disc in this sucker. Look, I got this. What is this? This is Star X Out Mantis. The blues will work. Alright. Like I said, the goal of me putting a disc in here, because why not? But I want to see how well this dye in the white glue transfers to the plastic. I haven't used white glue in an age. We'll just send that guy in there like that. Boom. And I'm going to let it sit overnight. Okay, kids, I hope that you couldn't have had nearly just as much fun as I did during that. But for those of you that weren't here in the beginning, I'll just review what we hit real quick there. Look, don't take the stupid designs I was making for what you can do with this. Like that disc that you see on the screen, this one here, that's what happens when you start to like understand how to use the thread in the glue with the dye and become a real master at it. Jen from Wiedyed is going to come show us all her mastery and technique in a little bit here on Other Basement Disc Dyers. But the idea of this was just to show you some of the funky stuff that this can do in there, so that hopefully some of you people with real art brains can take it and run with it and come out with some like crazy new types of designs. So, like I said, I hope you had just as much fun as I did. I hope that inspired you to go funk some stuff up, and like I'm stoked to see what you guys can do with this one. Take it and run with it. All right, starting to babble. Until we catch you all on the next one,